Hello, and welcome to another kind of review here from Rickety's Productions. My name is Ricky, and today we're kind of reviewing the movie called Money Monster. It's a new movie directed by Jodie Foster, starring George Clooney, and this really famous chick that I can't remember her name right now, but she's really famous. I won't. I might put her name right here. It might last for like 30 seconds though. Anyways, let's move on. I like the movie personally. My friend that I usually watch movies with was okay about it, although he was kind of sick. So I don't know. He was kind of meh. But I really liked it actually. It's a suspenseful movie. It has some comedy in there. It has some really good twists, which I really liked. Let's start off with what I liked first. Actually, the suspense was really well done. Like when you are in the area where the guy is holding the gun and the bomb and all that, you kind of feel. I felt like I was actually there, and you kind of feel this boulder of just suspense, and it's just like it's like this guy could just kill you at like any moment, and they did it really well. The music matched, sorry, and it did a really good job of kind of keeping me entertained there. Um, there's also some really good. I like the plot of this story. Like I thought every twist was well done and all that. I saw some reviews where they thought that it was kind of simplistic. I thought it was actually, whoa! I did not expect that. There's some things that happened, and I really like that they happened. Um, and they did them well. Everything kind of made sense. There was one part where I was like, "What the heck?" That didn't make sense for a second, but then it did. You just gotta. There's one part that I was like, it's about it's the second bomb that he brings in with him. Actually, it's not a spoiler or anything. Um, and it's like, wait a minute, and then you think back to about it. Someone else was supposed to be in that news or that room with him. So just think about it if you do have the same question as I did. Um, Now, there is also great acting. George Clooney did a good job. The guy who was holding the gun did a good job. The director in the movie, not Jodie Foster, but the girl, the very famous one. And I wish I knew her name. That's embarrassing. She did the director of the show in the movie was really well done too. Very committed to her show, by the way. But they both did a really good job. I think everything was really well acted except for one girl who is the CCO, Chief Communication Officer from the company IBIS in the movie, and she's kind of bland and boring, and she's very integral to the story, and it's kind of boring. Her whole her whole thing was actually kind of boring. Everything outside of the room was that's kind of the bad part of this movie is that everything outside the room really just get back to the room. I don't care. I don't. I just don't, and it's kind of just boring. It's very. And the funny thing is that it totally you need that part because without it, it doesn't make any sense. So it kind of sucks that her part was boring and uninteresting because you wanted to be in the room with them because that's where you really get the most out of the movie. And they kept on cutting back to her, and I know why they did because it's without it the movie doesn't make sense and shouldn't exist. But they could have made it a little more entertaining. The characterization that they did with George Clooney and the director in the movie, they really well done. Like as soon as the guy before the guy even takes out the gun and the bomb and everything, like you already know about these people and you kind of know who they are and you're a little bit invested and you kind of know what kind of person they are. So I think they did a really good job with that. They characterized the bomber as well really really well, and there's a couple other actors in there too that did really well. There's some comedy, like I mentioned. This movie kept me laughing a little bit throughout it, so it did break that tension. So it just didn't feel like Sicario did last year. Um, and that's done by George Clooney. Very much a lot by him. There's also this producer. I think his name was Rob in the movie, and he just gets into some just some misadventures throughout the movie, and it's just funny. It's just a stupid comedy, but it's funny. Actually, a lot of people laughed in the movie theater, um, and I did personally as well because it's very funny. Very funny. Like just right off the bat, he kind of starts off with his hijinks, and it's really funny. Um, But yeah, I mean, it's a pretty good movie. I think I would recommend it to anyone who, if you're thinking of watching it, and you think like it's your type of movie, it's very good. You'll love the twists. Honestly, they're really good, and it's just it turns out it's a classic story. It's a classic story. You've seen it before, just so you know. But I think it was good, and I won't break any spoilers for you, but it'll keep you enthralled until the end. You're just like, holy shit. But like I mentioned, the stuff outside of the room isn't the most exciting part, but it does keep you interested because the story is actually pretty interesting. Um, but that's about it. I would definitely recommend. I definitely think full price ticket is worth it. So if you watch it after matinee times, and definitely a digital rent, which is a little more expensive than Redbox. So definitely a digital rent. I don't know about a buy yet. I'll have to think about that, but I think um, most likely probably yes. But I don't know if I'll personally buy it because I've got I don't know if I want to watch this now that I know all the things that happen in it. But George Clooney did a really good job, so there's some good and bad things there. Anyways, thanks for watching my kind of review of Money Monster. If you have any questions, make sure to drop those in the comments section. Like the video if you liked it, and subscribe to see more. And yep, see ya.